Welcome to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. It is 3:25 p.m. Wednesday. I am rolling out. Just got done getting offloaded. It only took them 6.5 hours today. So, hey, pretty good. Sitting in the sun. Sitting in the sun with like 4.5 G's worth of data. You like fucking start a goddamn video. There are certain spots you can get here, and you can get clear data. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want on your phone. But if they have 18 fucking trucks sitting out here, it seems like the data don't work that good, you know. And I pulled up to probably 25 trucks sitting out here. Well, probably not even close to 25. I'm just kidding. I'm exaggerating. Don't fact check me. But anyways, whenever the whole staging area is fully loaded with trucks, you don't get as good service. I don't know why. The cell phone tower out here doesn't really have to provide much service to many people, so it's not a very big. And there's a goddamn they put their staging area right next to a mountain. It's been there for years. I'm guessing it's been before internet. That staging area has probably been there next to this fucking gigantic hill. And then whenever they decided to put in the cell phone tower, they're like, hey, we should put this to where the guys that have to sit there for hours to wait for offload, we should put it right behind the mountain so they can't get no goddamn data. It's going to be funny as fuck. Anyways, woke up this morning. I woke up at like 3 in the morning. Um, And then, well, I already recorded a little bit today. But anyways, I woke up at 3, and then I went back to sleep. I overslept a little bit, not a lot, nothing crazy, but I did oversleep a little bit because I was like, hey, it would be really cool if I could make it home tonight and be able to see my kids. No, you don't get to do that. I still have to stop. I'm going to have to stop to get fuel once, and I'm going to have to stop to eat some food at some point in time. And I'm thinking about stopping to get food and no fuel here real quickly because I'll get into it. Hold up, but it's saying it's gonna be 9 o'clock before I'm home tonight. So hey, that's fine. I don't mind working the hours, but it's like don't get to see the kids all week now, which really sucks. And it's all because these motherfuckers. And I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it. We're getting into it right now. Sitting there, I fell asleep. I started taking a nap. I woke up all frantic, making sure my phone didn't ring or anything. No, it didn't ring. And then, just start playing on Facebook again. This is after I've been sitting for probably 4.5 hours, 5 hours, well, maybe even longer than that. Because I called them. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do my little trick I got up my sleeve. I don't wear sleeves. I mean, I've got like t-shirt sleeves, but I don't have long sleeves. So, anyways, there's not a lot of tricks up these short sleeves. I got a little trick that I do where I call them, and then in about 15 minutes, they're almost every fucking time. If I call them, even though I know that they don't know anything, but if I call them and I say, "Hey, I've been out here for a while. I was wondering if there was any update on when I can get offloaded," they say, yeah, we don't know. We'll bring in as soon as we can." And I say, okay. 15 minutes later, they always call me back. And I'd been sitting out there for a while. I'm like, I'm getting kind of low on hours. If I'm going to drive all the way back from Winoka to Kansas City, I got to get going and have a little bit of leeway, or I ain't going to make it. I'm going to have to do adverse driving. And when you get pulled over by DOT and they want to check your logs, I don't want to be in a situation where they're asking me questions about adverse driving. I'm only going to use it if I really need it, you know? But I don't want to be in that situation. Like, hey, 3 days ago, you looks like you used adverse driving. Tell me about it. Like I don't even remember, man. You don't remember. You've never used it before, and you used it twice in the last 2 weeks. Fuck, you got me, bud. Anyways, so yeah, I call up and I try to guilt him a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I know, I meant to stop and grab something before I came out here at fucking 8:30 this morning. You know, because well, I left the hotel around 7:30, 7:45. And I meant to stop and grab something when I left, but I decided I think you guys are going to be kind of quick today. So I decided just to risk it and get going. So I drove all the way out here, and now I've been sitting for 6 hours just wondering if y'all are going to take care of me sometime in the near future so I could go to the truck stop that's half an hour that way. That's the closest food you're going to find. She said, oh, you know, we do have a vending machine here inside. Said, like the one over here? She's like, no, the one over there is always empty. We have one inside the office over here it's always got some stuff in it. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to come park over near you, and I'm going to run in there and check it out. She's like, okay. So I go up there, and she's like, here, let me show you. And because you got to walk the whole fucking building. She didn't say go in the back door, and it would be right there. I could have done that and seen it, but she wanted to walk me through. Fine. I don't mind. I'm not upset and not complaining. She walked me through. She's like, I got bread, I got jelly, I got peanut butter if you want. I got some noodle packs. And then she shows me the vending machine. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm just going to grab like a Snickers and a Mountain Dew. So I grab a Mountain Dew and I go over to the other vending machine. They don't take fucking card. And I don't have cash. The pop machine is the same exact machine as the other machine. Maybe they are combined in some way. I don't know. But I said, oh, fuck, I don't have any cash. She's like, here, I got, what were you wanting? I was like, well, just like a candy bar or something. She's like, well, I don't have a candy bar, but I got like peanut butter and jelly and bread, and I got these noodles. And I was like, hey, I had those noodles the other night at the hotel. They weren't bad. Let me have some of those. She's like, here you go. Yeah, don't worry. I'm so sorry we got you sitting out there for so long without nothing. I was like, yeah, I know. And I'm not over here blaming you guys to your face. You know, I'll do it whenever I'm in my truck recording my podcast. But I usually will bring something. I'll usually grab something and bring it along with me. And it's not going to be a big problem. It's not going to be the greatest meal of my life, but at least there'll be something. Like the other day, I stopped and I grabbed 3 Cliff bars, and that was perfect. Well, it was probably too much, but I didn't. It's hard for me to realize if it's too much or not enough. I know if it's not enough. I know if it's not enough. Like 3 Cliff bars, I wasn't sitting there starving, and I'm not sitting here starving right now either. It was mainly a guilt trip situation where I'm like, I've been sitting out here for 6 hours. I haven't had anything to eat yet today, and I was really hoping you guys were going to be kind of quick, so I decided to go ahead and call you, and then you're like, oh, pull in here. I grab the noodles. She walks off. I grab the noodles, and I start to fill it. I rip it open, and she's like, hey, we're ready for you. And I'm like, oh, I literally just ripped open and started filling these noodles with water. She said, well, throw it in the microwave. You can come grab it on your way back out. I said, okay. Yeah, all right. And I just dumped the water. It had like the seasoning and stuff. I just dumped it out and then threw the fucking thing away. I feel bad because it's like I just wasted this food that she was nice enough to give me. But I'm like, I'm not going to eat these noodles if I have a truck stop in the near future coming my way. I thought I was going to be sitting there for another hour and a half. You never know with these fuckers. But if you call them, you can almost be guaranteed it's going to be about 15 minutes. But now I know I need to throw a little bit of emergency dollars in my backpack here So whenever it does come to a situation where they're like, yeah, we got a vending machine. You got cash? No, I don't travel with cash. Why would I travel with cash? People still do. And that's fine. And I like it. I like that people still have cash on them. I'm just not that guy. I just never have cash on me. Unless, like, I get like a 50 for something from somebody, usually a grandma or something. She'll give you a $50 bill or whatever for whatever it may be. I don't know. I try to not accept them, but they're always pushy, and I only say no once. Grab that cash, throw it in the wallet. Don't tell the wife. That's the only reason I'm going to have cash on me. And then it's a big bill. And you can't go out and buy something for $50. Somebody's going to notice. Somebody like your wife is going to notice if you have something that's worth $50 in your possession. She'll be like, what the hell? How did you get that? How did you get that? I worked for it. Grandma gave me a 50. No, you got to split that motherfucker up and just like use it for little Taco Bell runs or something every now and again. Grab a little bit of candy bars or something. I don't know. Anyways, I threw the fucking noodles away, and then I go to get offloaded. And, I get up on the scale, drive up around the corner. This place looks like a ghost town. I'm like, are people working today? You said they're ready for me. I don't see anybody here. But I go ahead and I get up there. I get put into position. I get the tank vented. I get the yellow piece of paper put in the little box saying that I got offloaded. And then just kind of sit there, wait. And then eventually the Españoles come out of the woodwork. They just come out. I don't know where they come from, but they just show up out of nowhere. And they're like taking care of me and getting my truck offloaded and everything and making me move around. And they're like, keep backing up. I'm like, if I hit my fucking mud flaps, I'm gonna be upset, motherfucker. How am I not close enough? I'm close enough. I don't need to be all the way backwards where I'm going to rip my fucking mud flaps off. Like, I even walked back there and looked and saw that, the bumper is overhanging the pit. That's all you really need. You don't need me back any further than that. There's really no purpose whatsoever to have me further back rather than just a bumper to be above the pit. No sense. But they backed me up. I bumped my fucking mud flaps again. I don't know. Luckily, they're still on there. I looked at them. They're there. They're still there. But fuck, man. Rip my goddamn mud flaps off again, I'm going to be pissed. And it's going to be my fault because I'm the one driving. But they're telling me to keep backing up. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. And it's like, if I feel like I still got like 5 feet before I'm at the pit. I better start, I can give it a little bit more throttle. And then, bam, you're hitting the fucking pit. And you're like, God damn it. The mud flaps are getting ripped. That's what's happening. If I hit the pit like that, the mud flaps are coming off. Even if you just barely tap the fucking pit, it puts stress on them. So anyways, sitting there, getting offloaded, everything's going great, and then they wash me out. And then right at the very end, they're like, okay, go ahead and pull forward. And I release the brakes. I put it in gear. I start to roll forward. And another fucking truck pulls up and parks right in front of me. And I'm like, oh, hey. And I'm trying to wave at I'm like, hey, I'm trying to leave right now. But I have a CB radio, but I can't talk to anybody. I can hear people, but I can't talk to them. And I hear the guardhouse is saying, hey, Timmy, you're fucking blocking that tanker in. And he's like, I see him. He grabs his radio. He's like, I know, I'm just waiting here for a little. I'll be out of the way in a second. It's like, brother, I'd be down the fucking road by now. Move your fucking ass, motherfucker! Like, I'm been sitting here for 6.5 hours. He's a company driver for the pit that we're dumping in. He works for that company. That company's name's on the building and on the side of his truck and on his hat. He's working for them. They don't have to wait like I have to wait. I gotta wait. Those guys, they do wait, but they all have sleeper cabs. That's the difference. They're all hanging out in sleeper. They pull up, they hop out, they take a piss on the side of the truck, hop back in the truck, close the curtains, and go lay down in bed. And they turn on. They might have Starlink. I don't know. If I had a sleeper cab, I would definitely buy a fucking Starlink for sure. They throw on the Starlink and they're sitting there. They're playing video games. They're playing movies. They're taking a nap. They got a dark area. They can stretch out. And I'm over here just cooking like a bug inside this fucking day cab over here with nothing to eat. And they got a whole fridge full of shit probably. They can strip down naked while they wait. Don't know why. Maybe it's just more comfortable that way. I would. If I have a day cab all to myself, naked. Just get naked and roll around. Roll around on that fucking futon or whatever kind of mattress it is back there. It's not like a queen. It's like a twin size bed, but all right, motorcycle Maria, why are you pulling over? There's a road right here that you could have pulled over on, and you could have been out of the way a little bit more. Why are you motorcycle Maria? I think it was a woman. She was wearing turquoise, or he was wearing turquoise. I don't know. But yeah, nothing really interesting. You know, my algorithm is still fucked up, so I'm like going through and I'm seeing a bunch of 31 Atlas. I'm gonna call it 31 Atlas. Why does it have to be I? They even use the number one, and they're like 33 3I Atlas. I think is what they're calling this fucking space machine up there in the skies. I'm going to call it 31 Atlas from now on because they're even using the number one for the letter I. And half the shit I'm seeing, it says 31/Atlas. Calling it 31 Atlas now. And I recorded and I got a podcast here that I was trying to upload and it would not fucking work. Upload. Recent files. AI Revolution. That's the one I've been trying to upload all day, but I haven't had enough signal to fucking do shit until I got around that mound there. So I'm uploading it now. It's going to be a late Wednesday upload. And then this is what you're hearing now is probably going to be a Thursday morning upload. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on Thursday. Because all I got to do is get loaded and head down. Unless they have extra shit for me to do at work. Which I'm all for, but I could also, hey man, how about you just leave me alone and let me come in a little bit later or whatever, you know, so I can see the kids tomorrow morning. But I guess everybody's sick at the house. Everybody's sick. Ain't nobody feeling good at my house. So I'm headed there right now, and I'm like, oh man, y'all better not get me fucking sick, that's for sure. So, anyways, that's a quick little update. I'll be back on. I got a long drive. I'll be back in a little bit. We're back on the road. I feel like I've been doing podcasts all day, which is great because I need it. I've been listening to them. I've been doing them. I just hopped on with, I believe the Broken Wingnut show. I kind of raided that place, hopped in there and started talking to them guys. Poor old Jiggy got runned over by himself. Poor guy. Get well soon. You will be remembered. Okay, he'll be remembered. Yeah, I'm having some mechanical issues with my truck here, I've been on the phone with the mechanic. It's still driving. We're still running. It seems like it's running fine, but it's not getting up to speed, unless I'm downhill. We had an issue with our fuel tank at the shop a little while back where we got moss and algae and I don't know, some growth in our fuel tank at the shop. And that's where we fuel up most of our trucks. And you're putting that nasty shit up into your truck, and then you're going, and then it's clogging up your fuel water separator. Mm-hmm. Not good. Um, yeah, they made me wait a long time. I already talked about that, and I think I already anticipated. I think I'm still on schedule from what I said earlier, because right now it's 8:49 p.m. I'm driving in the dark. I still got hours. I'm still like legal. Everything's fine. I don't have to adverse drive or nothing. I'm doing great. Even with the lower, like the truck, I'm trying to go faster right now, and I'm on essentially flat ground. And this truck has no problem getting up to the limiter of 75, and the speed limit where I'm at on I-70 is 75. So going 75 is never a problem, especially empty. But the damn thing ain't going over 70, and whenever I start going up hills, I'm down to 50s. It's really not doing too good. I'm pissing off my fellow truckers out here. I had one guy. Well, first off, he pissed me off. I'm going slow because I can't go any faster. He doesn't know that, and I don't have. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I have a CB, but I ain't trying to talk to him. Fuck that guy. But we're rolling up, and he decides to start passing me right at the same time where I was about to get over because there's a car pulled over on the side of the road. And luckily, I analyzed the area. I realized nobody's changing a tire on the left side of the car. So, and this guy's next to me. I have nowhere to go. There's nothing I can do. So I had to pass a car on the shoulder. I never do that. I try to never do that. But there are situations that you get in where you can't get over. And it's this guy that was next to me. But then we started going downhill, and this truck picked up speed quick. That guy was limited at 70. I was going like 65. But then as soon as we got that downhill, I'm going 75. And that guy could not keep up. And he got back behind me. I let him pass once we got out over here into Topeka. I slowed down. More traffic was added into the highway and stuff, so I was like, I'll hold it back. Sometimes if your truck ain't got all the balls, you gotta let the guys go. You gotta let them go. I'm not trying to impede on anybody out here, but he pissed me off, and then I pissed him off because as soon as we started going downhill, I fucking blew his doors off. And then he would catch up to me again, but then I'd go downhill again, and I'd fucking blowing his doors off again. And I was just working my way away from him again, and it just wasn't working. Anyways, yeah, I was I was on my way back, and I noticed that the Broken Wingnuts, they had a live podcast pop up on Facebook. I like the way they do it. They do a live Facebook show, and then once they're done with it, they put that up onto their Acast streaming platform. D-rate in 3 hours. Shut the fuck up, this piece of shit. So anyways, you're able to hop on there. I like to watch. They like to get the views on the Acast, so I try to watch it on the Acast mainly. But every now and again, I just can't resist, and I got to hop on that live. And as soon as you hop on, they see you watching, and then they start talking to you, and then And then they ended up, we ended up connecting on Facebook Messenger phone, and it was nice. Gave them a few minutes of my time, and they gave me a few minutes of their time. We had a great time. I love talking to those guys. Poor old Jiggy's got his bum leg still. Poor guy, just starting to stink and fucking. I think the dogs are going to start licking on it and maybe chewing on it. He's going to have to get some sort of a rod to stick down in there. He said he can take his cast off. It ain't going to stink, but I believe, you know what? I think it's going to stink. His hair, it's going to be a weird looking leg. I don't know. You bust up your leg like that, you're fucked up, and it's going to stink. It's not going to smell great. I mean, rub some cloth on it, and then mail it to me. I'll tell you if it stinks or not. But anyways, yep. And Chris is there, talking to Chris. Yeah, those guys are awesome. And obviously, you got Jason, King Dingling. I like him. He's awesome. He's. I like these guys because you could talk, you can have fun with them. That's one thing that I don't know. I guess it's more prevalent than not. Because, I mean, most of the people I know, I can talk shit on. Not talk shit. I'm just, like, I can fuck around with them, and they'll fuck around with me back, and that's what I enjoy that. So I'm really glad I found these guys, and they found me. It was he found me. It was on that podcasters Facebook group, and he was like, cool cover art. And I said, you like my cover art? Let's be friends. And then turns out, boom, they're awesome. Great time. Yeah, I don't even remember what we talked about. That podcast will be out here on Friday. Today's currently Wednesday. Well, it'll be Thursday for you guys. And then he just released today. There were 2 episodes. So we did one with Stevie V just the other day. I don't know when it was. My timeline's all fucked up. Just the other day, we had Jason and Stevie V on a podcast together. We had a bukkake of a conversation. It was awesome. And that one just got put up. And then me and Jason, we did one a while back. And I knew it wasn't going to be put up immediately. I'm not upset or anything. But he got around to putting that one out. It was another bonus episode, and that one is a good one. Go give her a listen. I had to listen to it too. I was like, that was so long ago. It seems like that it's going to be all new information for me. So because I remember stuff sometimes. Like I did already listen to it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it, because I'm going through my podcast that I can listen to, and I'm like, I don't know which one I want to listen to. Half these fucking shows are going to put me to sleep, and I don't know. I don't really listen to my own shit, but I don't know. If I'm on with somebody else, I'll listen back to it. And it's posted on his platform, so I want to add a view to it, I wish you could like every single episode, but you can't really do that. You can't. You just rate the show as a whole. You can do that on Spotify. Just go up to the top, hit the buttons, and hit rate show. You got to listen to a few minutes of it before you can rate it. But all the podcasters, they really appreciate a 5-star rating. Really helps us out, helps us grow. Even though I'm not really, I don't know. It's like I'm trying to grow, but if I don't care. I like having a nice little group of people. I did put up an episode, DOT Violator, back a little bit ago, and that one, I don't know, it's probably one of my most popular episodes I got out, which was kind of shocking, and I just hope that people stick around. Because, hey, I like comments. I like people. I like to interact with people. I like people, engaging with the podcast. I know a lot of people, it's hard to listen to an entire 1 hour podcast that's posted up every fucking day. I don't know who my audience is, for that, like my base audience for that is. I would assume it's truckers because I do it while I'm trucking down the road, and I would assume truckers would. I don't know. I'd say they'd enjoy it. I'm a trucker and I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it, but this is just for me to get fucking the voices out of my head. I got to get them out of there. I think it's healthy. I like it. I did listen to a couple, and I'm like, I gotta, I do get personal. I get personal on these podcasts. I probably put out way too much personal information, probably too much shit, maybe even, well, obviously I put out embarrassing shit, but there's some shit, I don't know. I was listening to one, and I was talking about a little bit of my past, and I was like, oh, I don't know, that was a good thing to put out, but who gives a fuck? Who's gonna find it? Hey, if you go out and you really wanna fuck me up, well, first you can't. I don't want to say you can't because people will try, but I think I'm a good person. I'm over here. I'm doing my full pre-trip. I'm making sure my shit's ready to go. I wear my seatbelt. I do the speed limit. I try to be a good guy. Okay, and if you listen to my DOT Violator podcast, you'll hear about almost anything and everything bad that I've done. And honestly, I think a lot of people are going to laugh that off. They're going to be like, wow, because whenever you start talking about shit that you've done, people are like, oh, I did way fucking worse. It's like, okay. So that'll make me feel better if you go back and listen to that, comment on that, be like, oh, I fucking ran over a kid once. I don't know. Say some shit that's worse than what I did to make me feel better. Or don't, I don't, your secret's safe with me. Put it in the comments. Put it publicly in the comments. Your secret's safe with me. But yeah, it started getting dark. Had to switch over to my regular old glasses. Had to stop for fuel because I was damn near convinced my fuel gauge was stuck. I was like, this truck isn't running right, and there's no way. I drove all the way from Winoka to wherever the fuck I made it, and I only used half a tank. I'm like, this fuel gauge has got to be fucked up or something. I fueled up, and I don't know. I guess it could be off still. I don't know. But it says I have a little under 3/4 now, so I'm doing good. There is fuel in the truck, and it's clean fuel from truck stops. It's not from the shop, and that's the thing I was trying to explain to the mechanic. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we got your fuel water separators all fucked up. We got algae in our fuel tank." I'm like, okay, well, I rarely ever fuel up at the shop, because by the time I get back to the shop, I got a full tank, or damn near close to a full tank that I can get most of the shit I need to get done. And I fuel up at truck stops. I try to stop at this Casey's over here all the time, just because they got bacon breakfast pizza. My fat ass loves it. I got a 2-year medical card. I can eat bad now. There's nothing I need to lose weight for. It's horrible. I shouldn't be thinking that way. But hey, you give me an inch, I'm taking a mile. I'm going to take 2 slices. I could definitely do 3, but I'm sticking to 2. Maybe I'll cut it down to 1. That sounds like a horrible day. That sounds like a horrible day if I only have 1 slice. I'd rather have no slices than have 1 slice. Know what I mean? Turn your brights off, you piece of shit. Jesus, I can't see a fucking thing now. God damn. Honda. Anyways, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to say. I've already been talking about this certain subject here. I don't want to say anything. I want to wait until it's an official announcement before I say what I want to say. And you guys could probably, if you've been keeping up, you could probably guess what I'm about to say. But big things happening, changes are happening. something's happening, and until it's 100% official, set in stone, I don't want to. I'm gonna try to quit talking about it. I don't want to jinx it. I'm crossing my finger and not crossing my fingers. I'm doing everything I can to make sure there ain't no bad spirituality with what I'm trying to do here. I'm getting home late tonight. It's probably going to be 10 o'clock before I roll home. You know what really stinks is that my wife, she's like, yeah, I made the roast. We had this big, gigantic, beautiful roast. And she's like, yeah, I'll make it on Wednesday. You'll be home Wednesday night. I said, yeah, I think, they've been getting me off. There's been a couple of times where they got me offloaded pretty quickly. I'm thinking Wednesday I'll get offloaded pretty quickly and I'll be able to make it home in time. And I'll be able to sit down with the family and eat dinner and, take care of some things. She said the heat ain't working at the house, so that's not good. That's something I'm going to need to look into tonight. I was hoping to be off earlier than 10 o'clock or home before 10. But, that's the way it goes. I'm getting paid. Hey, I need to make that money. I'm over here making the money, and I'm making the money doing what I enjoy to do, which is running down the road or sitting on my ass. But yeah, she's like, yeah, I got the roast, and I was like, all right, well, I'll be home when I'm home. She's like, yeah, it's really good. Because sometimes you make this roast, and it ain't that great. It's kind of tough. It smells good, it tastes good, but it's kind of tough as fuck, So, I was a little concerned with it. But she said, "Oh no, we did it right. She's like, I did it right. It tastes as good as it's ever tasted. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to eat it reheated, motherfucker. You know, reheated fucking roast. It still tastes really good reheated. Like I'll be eating on that, all weekend probably. Even though it had been sitting in the fridge for a couple of days by that time, but I'll eat on it. I'll eat some tonight when I get home. I got the pickup truck with me. I still ain't got no fucking blinkers on that piece of shit. I don't want to call it a piece of shit so much. I don't want it to hear me. It's a good truck. It's been doing a very good job with very little maintenance for a long time. Well, I guess not very little maintenance. I've been keeping up on it, but man, I need to spend at least a half a day just focusing on the truck. Like, how can I make the truck better? Maybe clean the truck out, vacuum it out. I need to crack the hood open on the bitch and check the oil because it burns a little oil. And I don't check that enough, but I don't drive it that often, and it doesn't leak a damn drop, so it should be fine. It does burn. It smokes on starts. But I need to go through the plug wires again. I need to go through all that shit and the plugs, the wires, the cap, the rotor. Make sure everything's good. I need to get my timing light out, and I've never done that, which is it's sad to say that. That's something it's really. That's coming from my closet of things I don't want to admit, is that I haven't really used a timing light. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I might go epileptic. I don't know what's going on there, but I feel like it's something I'm gonna have to try it out. I'm gonna have to test it out, see what I can do with it, because something ain't right. Something ain't right. I got some wiring underneath that when my speedometer quit working, I just thought the speedometer quit working. Whatever, not a big deal. Turns out some wires got wrapped up around my front drive shaft. Yeah, not good. So I made them work, and they've been working fine. But need to go through and really put in some new butt connectors, or not butt connectors. I need to just get my solder joints put in there and make sure that's good, and you gotta be away from the elements and tie it up a little bit better. Because I just made the motherfucker drive is what I tried to do. Because I was having, that's where I thought I was having problems with the cutting out, and I fixed that, and I said, hey, it's fixed. No, not fixed. And then I said, oh, it fixed itself. No, it just didn't do it one day. The truck still has problems. It's kind of running like this semi that I'm driving right now, where you can go downhill, you're doing fine, and if the motor's kind of cold, it runs great. But then once you're going uphill and the engine's completely heat soaked, that motherfucker's going to start cutting out on you like it's not getting fuel. And it could be the fuel filter. I got the fuel filter. I'm a I'm a piece of shit, and I didn't get the fuel filter removed. And I think it's clogged up. I don't know how long it's been in there. I didn't put it in there. And I've owned the truck since my son was, before he was 1. I've owned that truck. I got that truck before he turned 1, and he's 6 now. So pretty likely it's going to need a fuel filter. And but I don't know. The thing ran great. That's the thing. The thing ran great on all the old hardware. And then I said, I'm going to upgrade everything. I'm going to put new plugs, new wires, new cap, new rotor, and the thing's going to run great. And it didn't. It started cutting out on me. And I think it's something, these plug wires, I didn't upgrade anything. It's the problem. It had good equipment that was good and it was going to last a long time, and I replaced it with cheap shit. And that's on me. But I was buying so much shit for the truck that I needed to save as much money as possible. And I said, you know what? Plugs are plugs, wires are wires. Caps, I did get the good cap and rotor. Those are in good shape. Those should be fine. But I don't know. I think I need to go through and cut part of the boot off of the spark plug wires because they are not seating properly on the distributor cap. I think I'm having a little bit of connectivity issues on there. I need to get a little bit of dielectric grease and a little bit of a razor blade or scissors or something and cut some of the boot off because, the boot is longer than the stud. You push it down on there, you'll hear it click, but then you let go and it raises up a little bit and you're like, well, I don't know if that's right. And I pulled over once, right after I got all this taken care of. I was driving it, and that's the first time it cut out. It was on 635. I was headed up that big fucking hill, and it started cutting out real bad, and I was like, oh, shit. And I was in traffic, so I pulled off, went to that first gas station I got to, and, one of the plugs wasn't completely set on the distributor cap. So I just pushed it back on there, and I said, it's fixed. And no, it was not. It may have just popped right back off. But I have opened the hood several times since then and tried to fucking push them down and stuff, and they seem like they're on. But then we're to the newest issue, which is the blinkers. The blinkers are the newest issue, and it's probably going to be something super fucking simple. The switch still goes down and locks and up and locks. The hazards work perfectly. Something about the blinkers ain't working. So I'm just going to probably I'm not biting a bullet or anything. I'm just going to go through and replace like all the fuses and all the fucking relays and shit. I don't know. Not all of them, but at least the ones that are related to emergency signals, and lights and whatnot. Just replace all those fucking things and see if that helps me out. Problem is the quality of replacement parts these days. I'm hearing this all the fucking time. People are getting water pumps, they're not working. They're getting alternators, they're not working. They're all reman shit. But even it goes down to a 5-pin relay, which I didn't know anything about a 5-pin relay until earlier this year. I started researching and looking it up, and I still don't really know, but I need to figure it out. And I have some of those sitting at the house right now, so I'm probably going to rob a 5-pin off of my 79 square body project fuse box and shove that bitch up in this truck and see if it helps. You know, that'll save me a little bit of money. People want high dollar for them relays. Well, from like the stores and stuff, you could probably get a whole bag of them motherfuckers off of Amazon, but then you're running into your quality problem. So anyways, that should be something I can fix. I just need the time and the dedication to doing it. We have, this is where the personal stuff I probably shouldn't talk about, but here we go. We have an appraiser coming out to look at the house, and this is going to help us get a HELOC loan, a loan on our home equity. It's one of the perks of owning a home. I don't know if it's a great perk or what, but if we were renting, I don't know. If we were renting, I wouldn't have had to spend money on a fucking water heater and a toilet, and then the rotting wood on the outside of my house, I wouldn't have to replace it. I just call up the landlord and whatnot. And some of the landlords, hey, they'll mow your yard for you and trim all the trees. There's some benefits to renting, but we're not doing that. We are paying for this house. And anyways, we built up some equity over the last, 6 years, whatever it may be. And we're about to just nuke it. I mean, not necessarily nuke it, but, well, no, it is nuking it. We're about to blow that shit out of the water. We're about to pull most of it out. And there was some COVID relief funds that popped up where you could, if you were a homeowner and you had a mortgage, you could remove a couple of your payments. You could pause your payments for a couple of months, and they would add them to the end of your loan. And we had to do that at the time. I mean, well, I don't know, it was an option that we decided to take, and it was really easy and really helped us out and didn't really change much. Everything was still working out really well. Well, if you want to take out a HELOC, they want that money. They're like, hey, you've already gotten like credits and stuff. In order for you to take a HELOC out, you got to pay back your outstanding credits or whatever. Those payments that you added to the end of your loan, you got to take care of those before you can take a HELOC out. So that's why most, we don't need the whole amount of our equity. But whenever you add in those credits, I don't know if they're even called credits or what, but whenever you add those in, it's going to take most of our fucking equity. It's going to restart our 30-year loan process. But it's not going to add that much. What are you flashing at me for, you fuckhead? Somebody just flashed your fucking headlights at me. Hey, fuck off, you fucking fuck. You piece of shit. Don't flash your fucking headlights at me. I'm seeing spots, you dipshit. I should have fucking just ran right into him. Be like, well, he blinded me. I come around a corner, I was making a right-hand turn on a green light. I'm a semi-truck. I had to swing wide. He wasn't anywhere near me, but I don't know. It seemed like that guy might have known me because I'm getting close to the shop now. But anyways. Yeah, so anyways, we're going through that process, and an appraiser is going to have to come by the house. And I'm like, oh, fuck, And my wife is not rich. She's like, yeah, whatever. Let him come over and check it out. I'm like, babe, we need this appraiser to say the house is worth as much as possible. We got to clean this motherfucker up. I mean, the house isn't that dirty. It ain't gonna take more than an afternoon to make the house right. The main living area, right? The basement is gonna take its own half a day, and the garage is gonna take a whole day on its own. So, anyways, this weekend I told her, I said, hey, we got this appraiser guy coming by. You're gonna need to give me a whole fucking day for the garage, and then I'm gonna need a half a day for the basement, and I'm gonna take care of all that. I shouldn't need any help doing that. I should be able to take care of all that myself. Not going to ask you guys for help with that, but you guys are going to need to take care of the upstairs. And then I got to go outside and oh, the gate's open. I got to go outside. I got to clean up this fucking yard, man. It's not bad. It's just, there's some limbs and shit that I need to get piled up and either removed from the property in some way, shape, or form, or burn them, which is, I guess, removing them from the property technically. The weather's getting pretty nice out, so I can probably fire up the fire pit, make it work. Yeah, there's still people here at the shop. Wouldn't you know it? Looks like they're headed out for an emergency response of some sort. Oh. The new F-250s, they like changed the headlights and stuff on them. We got one sitting right over here, and we also have a couple of brand new Rangers. The brand new F-250s, they kind of look like an F-150, just about. You got to look at them kind of close. I was like, I can't tell, is that an F-250 or an F-150? And it's sitting next to a newish F-150. And but it's got like the F-250 got like the full black grill on it, and it's a white pickup truck, and it's got the black rims. It's a snazzy looking truck if I've ever seen one. Here we are. We're ready to get some fuel. I'm ready to stand up. Been sitting a while. Anyways, yeah, I'll know real soon. You'll probably know by next podcast what's going on, unless I record something on Thursday. Because I'm not going to say anything. It's looking like it's going to be Friday night by the time I have the actual everything is actually happening. Oh, I gotta log out of this fucking thing. Oh, asset inspection, post trip, it's good. Yep. I already talked to the guy about it. He's gonna do a full check of everything. And in the morning, remove the asset. Remove. No vehicle. Here we go. Off duty. I only have 29 minutes left. Verify, agree, verify, log out. Bada boom! We're logged out here. Got all kinds of shit open on my phone. I know, this is great content. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna run off of here. Engine derate, you motherfucker. Adios, keep all 18 down. We're gonna talk to you later. Bye bye.